Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I attempt to repair the Ford 1900 front diff in the country. We had a failure on the front diff and I had to resort to whatever tools I had at hand to scrap the differential and rebuild it. Stay tuned as I attempt to repair this diff.
I hope it's not get it break.
What do you think it could be?
Huh?
What do you think it could be?
I don't know. It might be the CV joint.
Yeah, but this even.
Took out the outer front left gearbox. The bottle gears. Those gears are good. So we have to scrap a little bit further to see if we see what is the issue. So time to take out the entire hub. So I thought there was something on the left side here that broke, but we took out everything on this left side and the entire hub and everything is good. Right? They have no broken parts. So I don't know if it's the differential is broken or some drive on the right hand side. But when the noise and the tire, this tire was jumping up and down. So this tire was going like it was seeing like something slipping. But I was only seeing it on the right hand side. The right hand side. So I don't know if it's what it can be if it's the differential. But if not, I will have to open the right hand side and check it. I'm seeing the differential is joined here with a couple of studs. So I don't know if to try and open the differential and see if there's any issue inside the differential on the side. But I'll need to probably jack that side of the tractor because I just have the side on the log and that side is on the wheel. So if I leave it on the blade, the tractor will eventually drop over time. So I really don't know what is the issue now. I know it's something with the front end, but for being in the bush here, I don't know how much I want to scrap up this. Seeing that it's very easy to lose parts, get them dirty, or make it worse than it is actually is. So I will contemplate on what to do. If the thing, as well as there's a lot of mosquito and sandflies attacking me at this moment because the sun is going on in a while. But I don't know if to scrap the differential or scrap the portal on the right hand side. Here I took out the differential. Well, the housing separated so I can see the differential. Here we can separate this drive. So the ring and pinion is not looking broken, but it seems that is this shaft that is somewhat broken, this axle shaft. So let's remove it. Right, so this is the gear drive on the axle spline for the axle shaft. I don't have anywhere clean to rest on all these parts because of the nature of the situation we are in right now. Let's try not for too much mud to get on everything. So what is broken is this spider gear. This bevel gear is broken. The other side on it, the right side looks good, but the left side here is broken. lot of cotton in the oil here. So I don't know where I will get a replacement for this, but this tractor can't move from here to come out because the place is really wet, and then two-wheel drive this tractor can't come out here at all. We have to probably see where I can get a replacement gear like this to put in. I don't know what will cause this to break like this, because the other side is good. The spiders don't seem to have any damage on them. So new day on the tractor. Basically we here in the bush shelf. There's the next day, and just contemplating what to do here with this drive so that we can probably get the four-wheel working somewhat to come out of here, because in two-wheel drive the tractor can't even reverse and just right here in the soil here. So this is the gear that, so I have all the parts. I have all the parts here from what separate out, cover down. So what I decided to do was, this is the gear that is damaged, driving the gear. When I took out this yesterday, someone was in this diff previously from when I bought this tractor, because the back of this gear, you can see all here is ground. Why someone would have grind the back of the gear for? So we're not sure if it had proper gear mesh, and this was wearing over a long period, because these gears, I can't wear down this much just on this first four-wheel run. And as well as the oil had no significant amount of metal shining in it. The oil that came out it just had a few pieces of broken metal from these last few teeth that broke out here. So this was one a long time ago, and what I decided to do was, we have a little bush grinder up here, a old time grinder, hand grinder. I'll try to break the peaks of these gears and then grind the inside here down, and grind the entire gear down and load it some more with a 1/8 washer, and see if I can preload the gear and just get enough traction to come out of here with the four-wheel drive. And when I go home, I'll see if I can get a gear somewhere, because I don't know where we get parts for these tractors still. So as well as the back of this gear, you can see there's welding splatter on it. So I'm not sure if someone well built this gear and ground it back, and it's just welding breaking out, because look here, you can see welding splatter which was ground previously, as well as the back here is ground. So it looked like previously this gear was broke and someone well built it. So let's get to work. Here's the bush grinder. This is our old time grinder that I got from my grandfather. So I broke all the rollover sections of the gear, so there's no sharp edges again. So what I'll try to do is just probably try to bevel along the edge a little bit more here, so that when I do put it back onto the tractor, I get some more gear engagement. These are a bit fat, but so I don't know if I'll get any gear engagement there because these are the ones I was broken. But my plan is to cut these heights down a bit, so the entire gear, once I put like a 1 inch 1/8 space in the back here with a washer, I'll look and see if I get a washer. I can probably preload this gear some more and get it engaged all the way up fully. So that is my thinking right now. Once I get through that, I will see how it goes. So I'll break the edges some more on here down to match the broken ones a bit more. Probably have some grinding this for angle grinder. I don't know if I can get it to work onto this, and if I do get it to work onto this, I could probably try to cut the groove some more onto the gear using the angle grinder this, because this is a bit fat and I can't get it into the groove, so I'm kind of cutting the gears down a bit that way, which it is actually changing the profile of the gears. If I do break anything, then I will not have any tools at all to do any work. So I think I'll just reassemble. So here I have the gear ground down as best as I can do it. I broke the peaks on all of them. That was really sharp. Here's where you're seeing the gear was biting, wearing it out. So we came to the assumption this gear broke previously, and that's why there's grinding marks behind it, and they try to weld it, and that's why it have welding splatters. So like they probably weld build this gear, so it's not hardened as it is, because it should be, because if I pass the file on it, the file is actually removing material. So this gear is not hardened. As well as assembling it back on the tractor, I'm going to found this washer here we had up here, so I'm gonna put it in the back here and see if I can file out the bore here and to the side shaft and make a shim roughly like 1/8 thick. So I'll push this gear up inside in the differential so that I can get better gear engagement. So now it's about to try and figure out how I'm going to grind this hole open. I think I should have a wrong file, so probably will have to try it with the wrong file and see how much I could get through grinding and filing might take a while. So I've been filing away at the washer for some time now. There's some more to go. Hopefully I can file this wash out to, to make this spacer soon. Once complete filing the spacer, I'll reinstall this gear. This is as much as I grounded down. So just finish file this hand filing the spacer with a 3-corner file. So hopefully within about half an hour I should complete this. So here there's the washer we filing on. Using the file. We are much closer to almost size and size. So I'll go test with it and see if it will fit on the shaft. So this washer was like something like 5/8 old, and file it out to about 1 inch. So this is the shaft. Yes, it is almost there. So just a little more filing. A little more filing. And this will work as a spacer against the bearing and that gear. So hopefully push the gear in a lot more further and we get some more gear engagement, and we get enough just to use the tractor to come out of this location. So here the spacer is almost sized to go on from filing, so I just putting on the gear and trying to persuade it in a little bit with the hammer. So yeah, we fully seat off and time to start to reassemble the tractor. So all this spacer is going to do is work like all this washer is going to do is work as a spacer to keep the gear more engaged on the differential as we broke the edges here. So time to try it on the tractor and see if it'll work. Es que dele a este nada. For a bush fix, we might be able to get by. The four-wheeler is working on, you can see the chip front tire. I was digging some without any SU so far. So hopefully it holds out for us for the time we'll be up here and for us to go home. So we did some clean up around the camp. Cut some of the grass with the still brush cutter. So we just clean up around the camp because we wanted to cut with the tractor, but as the drive shaft broke, the cross in the drive shaft broke for the universal joint broke on the drive shaft for the brush cutter, tractor brush cutter. Can't really use the tractor for much cutting. We managed to get the front drive to work a bit on the tractor. So today we'll just clean the road some. We grade down here yesterday when I got the front drive mounted. I just test it out here and grade here to kind of make a driveway down to the river. So it held out for that part of the work, so hopefully it should hold out till we go home. And I'll see if I can get some parts to rebuild the front end of this, well, the front differential for the tractor, because we just did the makeshift with the grinding the gear and putting the space on it using a washer. That was a lot of filing to do, to file on the washer, which we use as a shim. I have no measuring tools up here, so we don't know how thick that washer was. We don't know how much we file off from the gear because I have no calipers or anything in the bush here. So there's just the camp. The ground is starting to dry out a bit, but still very wet. As you can see, still soft. Tractor is sinking a bit, but we'll try to see as much as we can get done. The weather is good today. A bit overcast every so often. Some overcast clouds will pass over. Wash some clothes and there's just the setup. Just try to get rid of some of these smaller branches from the tree that fell so that we could clear up here. This is one of the boards we use the chainsaw mill to cut. We have to move it and put it inside, but the weight of this board is a bit, so I'll have to try and pull it to the tractor as we have the tractor this time. When we cut this, we didn't have the tractor at the moment up here, so we manually had to drag it from across there to here, which was a bit tough, so we just ended up leaving it here. This one was to rip into 2x2 pieces, but I decided not to rip it because there's some cracks in the board here, and I think if I rip them into 2x2, it would have split and would I get too much little pieces. So I left it as a plank. We'll use the plank for purposes of our plank. These cracks shouldn't break out once we leave it together. And later today to tomorrow, I may try to cut some of these trees up and probably set up the chainsaw mill and see if we can cut some more boards, because we plan to redo this cabin. We plan to redo this cabin in board, as a lot of the galvanized sheeting, roofing sheeting, is starting to go through. It was used sheets, we say, and it's rotten out to the bottom. Some of them have a lot of holes, and you know, we don't want the creepy collies coming in the camp, as up here have a lot of snakes. Locally we call them the mapapi balsin. We get a lot around the camp. The scientific name, or the name most people use worldwide, is the furlans. It's a aggressive pit viper. We have a lot up here. Sometimes around the camp we will find 3-4 when we come up to spend 2-3 days up in the camp here. So we have to always be on the lookout for the furlans. Find from ranging from all different sizes, from babies to big mature ones. So far for this trip, we saw 2 furlans. They were probably about 18 inches long. So they are a little bigger than babies. Must be probably like about a year old, I assuming. So here we have firewood pack up for when we come up to stay to cook on wood fire. Right now we have a lot of firewood all here, so we'll pick up some more pieces that we don't burn and store them away for the times when we don't have any firewood close by. But the reason we just burn out this set is just to clean up the area, so that we could probably try to cut some logs, some of these logs that fell, or trees that fell, and use them on the chainsaw mill to make planks in the meantime, while we prep for making our new cabin. So today again is just a work on the road with the tractor. Before I start, I need to just check all the bolts on the front end, because when I bought this tractor, the tractor is I think a 1982 model for 1900, and when I bought it, it got a bit of abuse previously. So abuse as in these front bolts are some of them are stripped out, so they don't hold much force on them, much. You can't really torque them up to the spec because they keep slipping. I need to take them out and tap them over. You can see these others here. Actually this one is stripped out. I just try to put some copper wire and see if I can get a hole. This one is looking a bit slack, so I'll tighten back up all these bolts this morning, because using the front bucket, it takes a lot of stress. On this side here, we have some bolts which is stripped out here. Some bolts which is stripped out. Then these not really holding much force, and that is the entire front drive of the tractor running. As well as you can see these bolts looking like they came loose a bit, so I'll check back all bolts and see if I can tighten up the front end, because yesterday when I was using the front end, I could hear it creaking and making some noises. Another thing I observed this morning was these lights I installed here. the screw dropped out, so always have to tie up that so the light don't fall off. And I silicone the shaft again this morning because it was leaking out a bit of oil yesterday evening, so silicone back that this morning, just waiting for it to cure a bit. And we put some logs here on the back of the tractor to give it some weight to the back while using the front end. This is the same Mora hardwood, the ones that we ripped to make the planks for the shed. So let me, oh, nearly fell there. This clay soil is very slippery when it is wet, very hard when dry, very slippery when wet. So I checked the water in the tractor is good. The oil I checked it. It's just for me to check the gearbox and the I just need to check the gearbox and the foil this morning. Make sure there's oil in it and start to work the tractor. The scrape the wood. Normally when we come up here we have a grader blade we use on the tractor to help scrape, but we didn't work with it this time because we had a lot to bring in. We had the locker to bring in and we needed to connect the trailer to it, but the trailer is, we were very lucky to get in the trailer. The trailer sleeps in the bush for the last, is sleeping in the bush for the last say 10 years, and it most of the steel in it is rusted away, so the crossbars underneath it is ready to break out. And I just put this strap here, this ratchet strap here to hold some of the force when it's coming in. I think if you didn't put that there, so this took most of the force pulling. I can see an axle while coming in, so I think if you didn't have that, the trailer may have broken apart. When it was coming in, it rolled over about 3 times on the side, 3 or 4 times to the side. Darkness was upon us, but it held good enough just to come in. So one of the scrap vehicles I have home, I'm going to build over a trailer for up here with it. And as you can see, I saw the trailer was sleeping in the bush. The whole bed had rotted away, so I cut some galvanized and used some sheeting screws, self-tapping sheet screws, purlin screws, and screw down this galvanized sheeting, roof sheeting on it. Those were some pieces we had left back from the camp, and it was, this sheeting actually held out for about 3 to 4 years. But I think this is the end of the trailer. While we was coming into, the tailgate of the trailer broke out and some of our stuff started to fall out. It's a good thing we saw it in time, so it wasn't too far we needed to go back and pick up stuff from. But all in all, the trailer did help us a bit to bring in the locker. So time to get started for today. a nice little gradient to go down to the river. Hopefully the tractor doesn't want to stick going down and turn back up because we need to go onto the side of the river. It's like a nice gentle slope. So the ground is a bit wet here, but hopefully the tractor will manage to get traction. It just left some deep tire tracks. But all in all, the front drive is working reasonable. Hope I'm not doing any damage to it right now, as yesterday was when I reassembled. So I just hope and not doing any additional damages to the front drive.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned. In the next episode, the Ford 1900 got stuck in the country and we had to use the wheel winch to try and get it recovered.